We are back with another episode of Erotically Empowered, and my God, strap yourself in. I have so much fire to give to you, so much to ignite you and activate you from here. For those of you who don't know, I have been on a whole other layer of my own journey this past, I want to say, month probably, of just really tapping in to me, connecting more deeply than ever to me, connecting to my own freaking fire and turn on, and to really connect to my soul mission and what I am here for. And I realize I have been playing it fucking small. I have been playing it small, and it's funny because I'm a very outgoing, like out there kind of person, right? And I have been speaking on social media in one way or another for several years now, many years. And I didn't think I was holding myself back. If you had have asked me, I would have said no. Like, of course I'm not holding myself back. I speak freely. I don't care. Like, I speak openly. My God, I was. And the only way that I have come to know this is from this journeying deeper into me and into my fire. And stay with me because this is directly related to you. Okay? My mission is far deeper than what I even knew and thought it was. I thought I was here to help women connect to their pleasure. I am here for so much more than that. I am here to fucking ignite women, to turn women on, to ignite their deepest pleasure, their erotic fire, and their unapologetic fucking feminine power. Like, for me, I realized that this is so much bigger than what I ever thought. And I have been doing you a disservice by holding my own fire back, by not having the discipline, which is what this episode is about, the discipline of orgasm and pleasure, not having the fucking discipline myself, straying from the path, and therefore, therefore straying from my own fire, my own, what I am here for. I can't ignite the women that I am here for if I am not in my greatest power, right? So I have been doing you a disservice, and I apologize, and things are about to just turn the fuck up from here on out. Okay? And this is, if you come into this with this openness and readiness to connect to your own fire, your own deepest pleasure, your own just greatest unapologetic state of feminine power, then what I speak, it's more than what I speak, it's the energy behind this that is going to activate and ignite you if you allow it. If you allow it. And discipline. The discipline of pleasure and orgasm. Pleasure, you will hear me speak time and time again that pleasure arises from letting go, from not controlling, from connection, and just complete and utter surrender to the moment, to your body, to your erotic energy, right? However, that can only arise when you have the discipline to allow the space for this. If you continue listening to my podcasts, watching my videos online, reading whatever I post online, not just me, other women, other incredible women in this space with their own unique fire, you can continue reading and watching and absorbing these bits. But if you don't have the discipline to make the freaking changes in your life to allow the space for pleasure and allow yourself to deepen your connection to you, nothing is going to change. And I know that pleasure comes from flow, but flow comes from discipline to connect to that. You cannot sit here and say, I want the flow, the flowing orgasmic, bliss that comes from letting go and not chasing, but then never actually doing anything to have that, make that space to let go. You can't wake up every day in the same way you have woken up every day for your entire life, then live your life the same way you have lived every day for your entire life and expect a different result. You cannot. And this is the kick up the butt that you potentially have been waiting for. You've never needed permission to be all of you. You've never needed permission to be this turned on orgasmic freaking fire of a woman. You've never needed this permission, but somewhere along the way, the world has suppressed you and had you wait for someone to give you permission that you never needed. This podcast episode is your fucking permission and your kick up the butt. Because I want you so badly to awaken this within you. I've been connecting so deeply in my morning inner work and envisioning you watching this, listening to this, and feeling total compassion for where you are, feeling like you're stuck and you're just, numb, disconnected, whatever you're struggling with, and knowing what lies on the other side. If only you pull your finger out and put in the work to create this incredible state of flow within you. I know what lies on the other side because I have been there. And my very first awakening to myself, I say it all the time that the way I feel it and express it is that I was asleep and then I woke up. I never set about on this path to, turn on and become this version of me. I didn't know any of that. I didn't have, anyone that I've followed and was ignited by in that way. I was following the threads of, I knew there was more with, sexuality, sensuality, and I was following the incredible women in that space. But in my head, all I wanted to do was orgasm. The journey to orgasm, because remember, orgasm is simply the end result of you being connected to you and you giving space for this. So the journey to there, that's your destination. The entire journey of becoming this woman who lives her life connected and living from her desire, from her body, from her heart, from her pussy. Just this aliveness. She isn't afraid of feeling this fire in her. She lives her life guided by this aliveness within her. And that, I wish I could make you understand what lies on the other side. And I know you feel it. This is why you are watching or listening to this podcast and you are drawn to my work or potentially other incredible women in this space, because you know that there is so much more inside you. You know that your fire is not fully turned up. You know that your fire is somewhat dim. And I had my very first awakening, and ever since then, my journey has been like this, which is what life is, right? I had many more lessons to learn. I thought, yeah, I'm awake. I can orgasm. I'm experiencing the most incredible intimacy. Yeah, that's it. Boom. Ha. Ha. I had no understanding of the depth that I was still to go. But what has happened many times along this way is I got freaking lazy. I got lazy and stopped making space in my life for the pleasure, in my life for this deep connection. I was still in some way or another doing it, always have been, but not to the depths that my soul wanted me to go, not to the depths of what was going to then, force this next layer of me. I played it safe. I stayed comfortable because in my mind, as I said, I just thought, woo, I've got the orgasms and the epic sex. That's it. I'm done. I didn't realize that No, that was just the tip of the iceberg. And I got freaking lazy. And this past month has been a real commitment again to myself. This whole, shifting to my commitment to my full deep self-pleasure practices, my inner work in the morning. My God, you can probably feel the energy shift within me, radiating from me to you, which hopefully you are feeling this fire in you coming to life. But I got lazy, and this is why I wanted to speak about this, because you cannot, if you live a life, your life, what you experience is a result of how you live your life. Your daily habits, your daily, inner work, body connecting, whatever you do or don't do is going to dictate what you experience, right? The pleasure or lack thereof. And in order to fully awaken, in order to allow yourself to become this turned on, multi-orgasmic with ease and flow woman, but more importantly, turned the fuck on to the woman that you came here to be, and being fully expressed and open in your pleasure is a byproduct of that. In order for that to happen, you've got to become that woman who puts herself as a freaking priority, who doesn't just watch or listen to these podcast episodes and then once it's finished, continues on about her day in the same way that she's always done. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think all of a sudden, miraculously, you're going to become this turned on version of you when you've done nothing different? You've done nothing to create space for her to actually awaken. And this is the kick up the butt that I gave myself, that sure, like along the way, I've never really lost the pleasure again. Once I awakened that pleasure, it was there. But was I expanding upon that? No, only when I would, then go journey deeper into it. And was I showing up fully expressed as the highest version of me? No, absolutely not. And I had to give myself a kick up the butt and go, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? I'm sitting here knowing that I have this, these big visions for awakening other women, and I'm not even putting in the work, the discipline to, connect to this part of me. And you have your own unique soul mission here on this planet. Your own unique pussy mission, if you will. Whatever it is, I'm not saying that it's leading other people or whatever, but you and your soul mission, number one, can only be known when you connect to that. Number two, you can only have the impact that you came here to have, whether it's on your family, your children, or on a larger scale, whatever it is, you can only have that impact when you are living, breathing, and acting from that every day. Connecting to your pleasure, your highest pleasure, is so much more than just the orgasms. It's coming to life. It's coming to life. That's what we're all here for, right? We're here to create this magical experience, to live this magical experience. And you can't access that until you make the choice to make a change in your daily life. If you get up in the morning and go straight into autopilot as the woman that you were yesterday and have been every week for the past 10, 20, 30 years, what do you think's going to happen? Do you think pussy's all of a sudden just going to come to life when you're still ignoring her? You're still ignoring your body? Do you think you're going to come home from work, or, your partner's going to come home from work and you're going to have this incredible intimacy where all of a sudden you're feeling this magical orgasm? Why? Why would that happen? Why would that happen when you've done nothing to create the space. And I say this with so much freaking love because, I just want to like shake you through this screen and go, you are fucking powerful. You have so much power in you, and your orgasm is a testament to that. Your pleasure, like you have so much fire in you. If only you would make the space to access that. It's the discipline every day to create something different. It's, you can't sit here and say, I want to be fit and healthy and never frickin' do any exercise, never, focus on whole, nourishing food or whatever. You can say what you want until the cows come home and say, I am sick of, having sex that doesn't touch my freaking soul. I'm sick of not feeling alive in my body. I'm sick of not feeling my freaking fire and turn on. You can say that till the cows come home, but it's going to take you and only you. Who are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? No one's going to come down and save you. You are your savior. You are the creator of your life. You are the one here living this 3D experience that has the free will and choice to do something different. When was the last time you connected to your body by yourself with no rush, complete space, no fucking high-powered vibrator? Save that for if you do want a quick release, whatever. But when did you last connect to your body and give space for it to open? And I get that it's not going to be exciting in the beginning. I've spoken at length about how boring it was for me, and that was the hardest thing for me. It was so freaking boring to stay with my body because I had spent an entire lifetime running, but all I knew was I need to do this. Like there's something incredibly wrong. I hate the word wrong, but wrong going on here because I'm so freaking, struggling with pleasure and orgasm, and my libido is non-existent. And I know, I knew intuitively when I started, seeing and following other leaders that this is stemming from a lack of connection to me. So I'm going to sit here as bored out of my mind as I am because I'm not feeling pleasure. Because of course I'm not feeling pleasure because I've never sat with my body long enough to actually allow it to open over time. I've never done that. So I'm going to sit here, and I knew intuitively this was the work, and it was so hard. And, I could only do little bits at a time in the beginning, but I knew that I was creating change. If the way I kind of lost the saying I was about to say. If the way you've always done oh God, you know what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm sure you know what I'm saying. But nothing's going to change unless you change. If you want to become an orgasmic turned on woman, what have you got to do? You've got to connect to you, connect to your body through, number one, the little spaces of time all day, every day. Starting your day with some sort of connection. Even if you just begin with 10 minutes of closing your eyes and just focusing on your breathing. Like legit, that is a simple, basic way of just starting to draw yourself out of the mind, and the mind's going to want to take you away, but you're just bringing yourself back to the breath. This is like basic, easy, that every person can do to start bringing you back to presence, bringing you back to full presence in this moment. Like, don't even think about, worrying about, what do I do with self-pleasure? Don't even worry about that if you can't even sit with your body. Just start with 5-10 minutes of just sitting and focusing on your breathing, right? From there, so doing this multiple times throughout the day, set your alarms. This is what I tell all my clients. Get all my clients in my programs and my private clients is setting your alarms to remind you, because you're creating a new habit, right? But then going into deeper self-pleasure, which is as simple as, again, staying with the body, but this time noticing what's arising and starting to be with that somatically, meaning in the body with your somatic tools, your breath, sound, movement, touch, starting to be with what's alive, starting to use touch to awaken your body. Like all of these things that you are not doing are resulting in you staying this, feeling disconnected and feeling numb and feeling shut off. It takes discipline. And you know what? It's not going to happen once. It's not going to happen after a week. It's not going to happen probably after a month. It can. But for some people, this is a long journey. It took me a few good years of doing this work to fully, open to my pleasure. Because you know why? I've said it before and I'll say it again, because I kept trying to chase an end result and kept going, well, where is the orgasm? I'm not feeling the orgasm. And it wasn't until I completely surrendered and was like, I just need to I don't care. Whatever happens, I just need to be in my body. But it takes as long as it takes. And I wouldn't change one part of that journey. And you've got to get to that point where you want it badly enough that you know that you are here for more and a greater version of you exists than the way you are living right now, that you're actually going to do the freaking work. And you're not going to just do it once. You're not going to do it twice. You're going to do it every single day from now until the day you die, connecting to yourself. And when you find yourself being slack and lazy like me, you're going to come back. You're going to always come back. And you're going to peel back another layer and you're going to think, oh my God, I didn't even think there was more available to me. But holy shit, oh my God, I'm crying because this just feels so freaking incredible. But you have to have that discipline to make space for that to open. Repeatedly, consistently, with no pressure on yourself, no expectation on yourself. It's simply a new way of being. You are shifting from the old version of you who went through life blinders on, autopilot, living like a friggin' robot, just doing the same thing day in, day out, living in your mind, living from, this patriarchal world that prioritizes mind and logic over body connection and intuition, and becoming that version of you who chooses every day to come back to her. And I guarantee you, my God, I guarantee you, I can't tell you how long it's going to take. I cannot tell you. This is not a pill that you swallow. This is the freaking awakening of you. I cannot tell you. But what I can tell you is when you forget how long this is going to take, how long is a piece of string, your journey is unique to you. Mine was unique to me. Everyone's is unique. When you make the change to have the discipline to come back to you every day of your life, eventually you are going to open and you are going to awaken and ignite, and things are going to just blow you away at how incredible things can feel, how incredible you can feel, and the levels of pleasure that you never even knew existed, that you can't even fathom yet, because you can only, you've got this idea of pleasure now of the way that you've experienced it. You can't even truly fathom yet, just this, how incredible and freeing it feels when you just can ride these waves of orgasmic bliss. You're no longer chasing these peaks that dissipate as soon as they come, these peaks that you're trying to get there. Your life just becomes this riding of these orgasmic waves. And yes, you're still going to have the hard times. You're living in a human reality. You're going to have the hard times, but you're going to know how to ride it. And you're going to alchemize your pain, your grief, your anger into pleasure, because it's a portal to your pleasure. It's all a portal, being with this aliveness in your body. That's a whole other tangent. But if you take away anything from this episode, what can you do differently? Starting tomorrow morning, starting right now, but starting tomorrow morning, what are you going to do differently to create a different outcome, a different life for yourself? You've got to make the changes that sustain the new life that you want, not that sustain the life that you are already living and the disconnect that you're already experiencing. You've got to make the changes that support this highest version of yourself and start living as her. Would she be living, that version of you who's this orgasmic turned on woman, living from her fire and her soul mission, her pussy mission every day, and her highest feminine unapologetic power? Would she be living the way you're living now? Or would she be making space, making herself a freaking priority, her body a priority, her pleasure a priority? I freaking love you, and I just want you to know how incredible life can become when you turn yourself on. I hope that you feel this and absorb this today, and this has flicked a little bit of that switch on, and you're just ready to come to life. I love you, and I will see you back for the next episode.